Hey there! Hi kids, it's your friend, the neighborhood drug dealer. I can't keep that one in. Hey there, what's the haps, chaps? How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? And by Sunday evening, I definitely don't mean 3 in the morning when I'm writing this script, or 1 p.m. on Tuesday when I'm filming this video. That's right, I wrote this script at the butt crack of dawn. That's how dedicated I am to all 14 of my fans out there. Love you. No, but seriously, thank you for watching. It really does motivate me to keep doing this, so like, subscribe, whatever, all that. Thank you, seriously. Speaking of motivated, I'm pretty motivated today to talk about good old Teddy M. And that's M for motherfucking Mosby. By the way, if you haven't guessed it already, this is going to be a 3-part series. This is just part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, please watch it. That would be a great help to me. I think I mentioned it in the description of my last video, but no one ever really reads those. Even I didn't read it because I had a major dumbo mode moment in the middle of it where I had a big fucking typo. But as O.J. Simpson once said, oopsie poopsie. So in the last video, I talked about the incident where Ted just completely blundered his breakup with Natalie. And I think we can all agree that that's not completely his fault. Like, he did forget her birthday and everything, and I feel like, yeah, you should definitely remember that. But it's not completely on him. She even admits in the episode that she wasn't telling anybody that it was her birthday, so he couldn't have really known that. Again, he should have remembered, but he didn't, so it's not completely his fault. So let's start out with the fact that this is now season 2 and Ted and Robin are just dating. If you want to find out how that happened, you're just going to have to go and watch the show. I mean, obviously I recommend it because I like it, but if you really do want to see what happens, just go and watch it. But they are dating now, and they're talking about places that they should go to eat, which they're already at a bar, and they have established in previous episodes that the wings at that bar are really good, so just get those wings, I guess? But whatever, just skip past that. But they're discussing places that they should go to go eat, and Ted mentions a place that they had already been before, but plot twist, Robin's not been there. It turns out that it was just an ex that Ted had previously went there with. And I do want to mention real quick that this episode actually does have some solid bits. Obviously, I do like the show and there are redeeming qualities about it, but I've only talked about the things that I've hated so far. Like, for example, there's a running bit throughout the episode where Ted keeps referring to people that he's dated before as my sister.
Oh, right. It was my sister.
Because he just doesn't want to upset Robin and telling her that it was somebody else. I just wanted to point that out because I don't want you to think that this show is completely horrible. It does have its moments even though its protagonist is a complete douche. So with that, Robin eventually gets tired of referring to his exes as his sister, so they realize that they are grown up enough to admit that they have dated other people. Which I think is actually a really healthy way at looking at things, and kind of out of character for Ted, to be completely honest. Which it is Robin who says it, so I guess it's not out of character for Ted, because he's not the one who comes to that realization. But regardless, I really like that they address that, because you shouldn't want your partner to have only been with you, because number one, that's really weird. And 2, you should probably want your partner to have experience with other people. That means that you're getting the most fleshed out version of that person, and it means that they chose you over all of those people. So I do want to give props to Ted and Robin for coming to that realization. But don't give Ted too much props because it gets a lot worse in the episode. And in regular Ted fashion, he completely fucks it up by just oversharing information about somebody that he's previously been with.
See that girl in there? 3 years ago, I totally made out with her.
I didn't hear that.
Well, you said that.
That is so insensitive.
Remember,
You're a
honestly,
jerk.
Well, you're confusing.
See, this is why I love Robin and just hate Ted. She says exactly what you think she would say and exactly what you should say in that scenario, and he just completely doesn't. He says the exact wrong thing, which is, you're confusing. No, it's not that confusing, Ted. As Odin once said in God of War Ragnarok,
it's a simple fucking concept.
You can be honest without oversharing. It's that easy. So eventually the conflict of the episode evolves into being about how long it's okay to keep stuff from a previous relationship, which this is going to shock you, but I'm actually with Ted on this one. He, as well as I, believe that it's okay to keep things from a previous relationship as long as it's for one of, if not all of, these three reasons. One, it's just the memories associated with that can have nothing to do with the person who gave it to you. Two, it might just be cool shit that they gave you that it just happened to be from them. And three, you may have just absentmindedly forgot. I probably have things from exes that I forgot in my apartment. I definitely have things from exes that I kept because they're just cool shit that they happened to give to me. It doesn't really matter who would have given that to me. If Kim Jong-un gave me a Batman action figure, I'm keeping that shit. It's Batman. He's on my lock screen. I'm fucking keeping it. If you don't believe me, this is an old phone, but here's my lock screen. It's Batman holding the Watchmen button. But Robin tells Ted that he should get rid of all that stuff because, well, she got rid of all the stuff from her previous relationships, except for, her dogs, which gets us to the conflict of the episode. But obviously she keeps the dogs. They're dogs. If someone gives you a dog and you break up with that person and they don't want to keep the dog, you don't just chuck Fido into the trash can. It's a dog. At least keep it for the dog's whole life. Just mathematically, you're gonna live longer than the dog. Which, sorry to bring that up if that's kind of heartbreaking for you. I just realized that that's probably pretty sad for someone to think about. But you just are. Sorry. But you know who doesn't agree with keeping the dogs? I'll give you a hint.
But what do you want me to do, Ted? Get rid of my dogs?
Yes, I want you to get rid of your dogs.
Old Teddy Mosinski is back at it again. And not only does he say that dumb shit, he also says this dumb shit.
Louis.
I thought you said you got rid of everything your ex-boyfriends gave you.
Well, yeah, but not my dogs.
You said everything.
But not living things.
Tell that to the rare Bolivian cactus I threw away.
Dude, it's not the same fucking thing. I shouldn't have to explain to you why it's not the same thing. It's just not. One's a cactus, one's a dog. They're different things, completely. Cactuses literally live in the desert by themselves. You don't have to even do anything. It's not the same. So Ted and Robin, for some reason, just decide that they're gonna leave this up to a majority vote from the group. Which, don't do that. That's stupid. That'd be like if Elon Musk left it up to a majority Twitter poll to decide what next face tattoo he was gonna get. Which actually now I'm realizing is not the same thing. I wish he would do that. That'd be awesome. Elon, take 2 of these and call me in the morning, motherfucker. Send a rocket to my house. I don't care. But of course the group sides with Robin because, duh, even Barney, the sex criminal, sides with Robin on this one. Because, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, they're dogs. They're living beings with a heartbeat. You can't just toss them away. But so they all decide that Robin is going to keep the dogs, but unfortunately, Ted can't look at the dogs without picturing the exes that Robin has been with. This is another one of those solid bits you actually have to see because throughout the episode, the dogs just show up as exes. And so you have to imagine what it was like to have just 5 people sitting around the room, like rubbing their head on Robin like a dog would or licking her face. Like that had to have been just completely awkward. I would have really hated that. I'm assuming Josh Radnor did too. So real quick, I want you to guess what happens next on Who Wants to Be a Rob-billionaire? And yes, I know it's millionaire, not billionaire. Shut up. So I want you to guess what happens next. Is it A, Ted gets over it like a normal human being? B, Ted breaks up with Robin because he's a little baby man who can't handle a normal relationship? C, Robin gets rid of the dogs? Or D, Robin cuts Ted's head off with a machete and runs into the forest, avoiding police while she parades around Ted's lifeless head? Urgh. I'm not gonna wait. It's C. Robin gets rid of the dogs.
I gave my dogs away to my aunt.
What?
Yeah. Just for a few months as a test run, but I think it's for the best.
What? No. Why? Why wasn't it option D? That would have been so cool. Fuck. So Robin gets rid of the dogs and sends them to live in upstate New York on a farm with her aunt, which I do realize is probably the best thing for the dogs, to be completely honest. Like, you don't want just 5 dogs living in a tiny apartment in the city of New York. That's pretty restrictive for them. It is probably better for them to actually go on a farm to just be able to romp and play and have fun, which I promise isn't a metaphor. They actually do get sent to a farm, and they actually make that joke in the episode because Robin says, "I'm sending the dogs to the farm," and Lily just freaks out on her. But I promise it isn't a metaphor. The dogs are completely fine. They're on a farm. But at the end of the episode, after Robin has already gotten rid of her dogs, she goes to see Ted at his apartment. And he opens the door and all of his stuff is still there. He didn't get rid of it, he just hid it. And so they have this big blown out sped up fight that you don't actually get to hear any of. And they decide to move in together.
We're moving in together.
What? Why? I don't get it. Fuck Ted Mosby. Oh my god, what a dumb piece of shit. Hi, after credits, Tristan here. I just want to show you this clip real quick. Ugh, what the fuck was that sound? Is that what he thinks a dog sounds like? What the hell? Also, the out-of-universe canon for why they got rid of the dogs was because Josh Radnor was actually allergic to dogs. Bye!